Back at it. My apologies. For some reason, Google Chrome was not letting me access the eDirect page. If you run into that same problem, I did not have that issue with Safari, so that might be a workaround for you as well. Okay, so if you come into here, everything that you need as far as test setup will go can be found right here in your students or in your test sessions pages. So what we're going to be looking for here is actually for our test sessions, not for students. So I'm going to come to the test sessions page. I'm going to click here that says show sessions. So that was right here at the top where all these drop-down fields are. And then it shows me all the test sessions that the Ford exam administrators have created for me. Okay. Now for each of these test sessions, so I got 6th grade ELA, 6th grade math, 7th grade ELA, 7th grade math, and then the 4 tests for the 8th graders. For all of these sessions, it gives me different options, things that I need to do with them. What I specifically want from this is their test ticket information, their login information. And so I need to download that, and it downloads or exports it as a CSV file. So let me go ahead and click that. It is now downloading for me. Okay, I'm going to open it up. And then this is the messy document that I end up with. This is a document that is not workable and does not really provide us with all of the information that we are looking for. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to delete. Going to go ahead and I'm going to delete all of the columns and rows that I don't need. So I don't need these columns. What I really need is the student names and the usernames, and then I need their password for all of this. So edit, delete these, and I can delete these as well. Okay, so now I got all of my 6th graders and their ELA their usernames and their passwords for that test. The next thing that's kind of a hiccup is the fact that there's so many duplicates. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go into the data tab on Excel here, and I'm going to select all of these cells. And I'm going to go ahead and click remove duplicates. Okay, now it's giving me singles of each student name, their username, and their password. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to copy that information, and I'm going to go into my workbook, which is what you made a copy of earlier. And I'm going to paste that in. This was my 6th graders. I'm going to paste that in for them here. So I got, well, got one extra row, but it's got student last name, student first name, username, and then their ELA password. I'm going to delete this row so that it's out of here. Okay. Then for their math tests, you would go in, you would go through the exact same process of removing duplicates, but all you'd have to copy is their password for that math test, okay? Because their username for all of the tests is the exact same. Those do not change, just their password for that test. For 6th graders and 7th graders, you're not going to have a science and a social studies. Only for 8th graders will you have that. But we want to leave these fields in here for the sake of the autocrat program that we're going to run later on. So we want to leave them there. Please don't delete those. The next big thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to have to run a ad hoc report from Infinite Campus for the hour that you're going to be testing these students. So for me, at STEM, we are testing our kids every time we test them with their advisor. So what I did was I ran an ad hoc report for all 6th graders to figure out who their advisor was. And then I went ahead and I aligned that report, kids to advisor, with this document here. And I copied and pasted the advisor's name in next to the student name here. Okay. You might have to do some filtering from A to Z or however you might do it to get them to align appropriately. But that was the best way I found, was to get these tickets out to the same teacher or to the proper teacher, was to run an ad hoc report in IC, align it with our student names in this ticket workbook, and then push it out that way. Okay. All right, so the next step of our ticket formation is going to be creating ticket documents for all of these kids. Okay, so once you've got all these fields filled out, this will be your next step. And this is where in our workbook folder, this copy of exam ticket template will be important. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to get an add-on. If you don't have an add-on, just go to Get Add-ons, and you need to get Autocrat. I already have it. If you don't have it, you'll have to get it. And then you're going to click Launch. Okay, and I'm going to create a new merge job. And I want to choose a template from Drive. So then it's going to tell you, okay, find the folder, or you can just search for it because it's already in your Drive as workbook, ticket template. So copy of exam ticket template is what it'll be called. So hit select, we're going to use that as our template. Just go ahead and name this 6th grade tickets. I'm just going to put test. I've already used this name before, so I have to use something else. So I just put test at the end. Okay. Now in Autocrat, you're going to go ahead and you're going to use these fields and you're going to match them up with these fields. So here it says advisor. You're going to match that up with teacher facilitator. Student first name, match that up with student first name. Student last name, match it up with student last name. Username, ELA, math, science, social studies, to social studies. Click Save. Okay, now you're going to want to create a unique document for each kid. So this is how we name them. It's going to pull data from your spreadsheet, so you just have to tell it to pull the correct data. So we're going to use these codes to do that. So you're going to use $, student first name, space, $, student last name, space, 6th grade forward tickets. So that's how it's going to name the document. So if you have to search for that individual document, you can easily do that at this time. The type of file we want is a Google Doc. We do not want to email it, so leave that unchecked. Click on the advanced settings. In the advanced settings, you're going to want to create a folder or add a folder that you're going to put all of these documents into. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put them all in here in the workbook folder, copy of docs. I'm going to hit select. I screwed up on this for you guys. In my workbook, I had prior created a folder called 6th grade test tickets. Maybe you want to do the same. Create a folder that says sixth grade test tickets so that they all go to one folder versus all being in the same folder. Okay. And then I should be good to go after this. So I've told it where to go now, and I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Okay. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to click Run Merge now. So what this is going to do at this time is it's going to take all of these data points. It's going to create a unique document for each one of our kids. Create a unique document for each one of our kids and their test tickets. So if I opened one up, it would look like this. Okay. It would have their test information and their specific test passwords right in here. Again, we don't have all of the data in there, so that's why not all of these passwords are showing up. All right. So there's one more thing we have to troubleshoot. The problem is these are all individual data or documents, and you don't want to go into every single document and hit print. We have to put them all into the same file so that you can just print everything at once. Okay. So I developed a pretty unique tool that will do that for us. So you're going to go into Workbook folder. See, it's creating all these individual documents for all of our kids now, which is why I'd create a folder for it instead of doing it the way that I did it. That was my mistake. Okay, so you're going to go in here, and it says copy of merge all docs template. So go ahead and open that up. And go to sheet 1 here. So actually, I'm just going to delete this. We don't need this at all. Oh, it won't let me do it. Okay, so we have to leave that, but you don't need to see this. Just go to sheet 1. Can I help you? And what you're going to do is, in the place where all these auto-created documents are going, okay, here, there's a column that says Merge Doc ID. You're going to copy all of those, so just scroll down and copy all of them. Mine's still working, so you'll have to wait till it's done working, but I'm just going to do what we have right now. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to paste it right there. Okay. And so these are all my different documents, and up here it's going to say Merge Documents. So I'm going to click that and click Merge, and it's going to run this script for me. I'm going to authorize it to run. I'm going to authorize it to work. Okay, so it says running script. It's currently working for me. All right, it says it's finished. And it names them weird. So if I go into my drive and I search for merged documents now, it's going to show up right here. So I would search for it right away, and I would rename it. So I'd rename this our 6th grade forward tickets test. I'm putting test in there for myself just so I know. And look, it's kind of went ahead and it's made this beautiful template for us. Notice that we got some overlap here. We want it all to be on the same page. I found a really cool trick that will save the day for us here. So if you go ahead and you hit Command A, that'll select all. And if you make the font size 23, it sets it up so that it's perfect one page for everybody. Okay, so font size 23, so you have to select all with Command A and then change the font size to 23. You've got one ticket, one page for every kid. You don't have to cut anything. It's organized alphabetically by your advisor or teacher and by grade level, and you can print it all from one document. Okay. So those are the steps. It'll probably take you about an hour and a half to 2 hours to run that for all 3 grade levels. But my anticipation would be that it probably would have been 10 to 15 hours doing it the traditional methods that we've used in the past. Again, feel free to contact me, Eric Hill, Waukesha STEM Saratoga, ehill at waukesha.k12, and I'm more than happy to help. Hopefully this saves you all some time, and good luck with your testing.